It's Lights Out, and we're racing in Singapore. Good getaway for Lando Norris, who comfortably ahead of Max Verstappen. And into turn one we go. Nearly contact there between Verstappen and Hamilton, but they've got away unscathed. But some cars have gone off the road there. That was the Martin of Alonso and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, I think that was. But Lando Norris has got the perfect getaway. He leads ahead of Max Verstappen, and then Hamilton ahead of George Russell. Oscar Piastri is off the place to Nico Hulkenberg at the start, hoping he can get back ahead of him. And there goes Piastri to the inside of Hulkenberg and back up to fifth place. But it's his teammate Lando Norris who leads away at the start. So let's take a look then at the race start. Then you can see Norris got a perfect getaway. Hamilton fancied to try and have a go at Verstappen around the outside. And then you can see there, going off the road there, was Alonso and Leclerc, and also the Williams of, I think it's Franco Colapinto, who went off the track. You can see the start here from George Russell, and I think Oscar Piastri outside of him into turn one, and Russell nearly forced Piastri off the road there, as you can see some cars going off the road. But luckily, they all managed to get away with any damage. And this is the replay of Piastri getting back ahead of Hulkenberg. A lovely move from Oscar Piastri, and he's back up into fifth place, hoping that he can chase after the cars ahead for the podium. Alex Albon is going a bit slowly there. I wonder if he's got a problem. Yeah, he is. He has got a problem, so he's trundling, and that could be it for Alex Albon's race on lap 16. That is a huge shame for the Williams. And yet he is into the pits and retiring from the race. It's a huge shame from Alex Albon, saying car is overheating. Oh, Norris has got a bit of front wing damage. That could be crucial for when he comes in to make this pit stop. But Verstappen's coming in, because since he probably has been told that Norris has got front wing damage, and if that keeps being worse for Norris, Verstappen will have him. Let's see the replay of Norris then, into turn 15, looking up, and no! He touched the wall, but I think he got away with that. It was just a tiny scrape. So it might be a slight amount of damage, but I think he'll get away with that. But that has cost him time to Verstappen, so he'll need to keep it clean and make a good stop if he wants to win this race. Here we go then, our race leader Lando Norris into the pits. This needs to count, and it needs to be perfect for those in Papaya. He's hoping that no one makes a tyre mistake, and they haven't. And it's a good stop for Lando Norris, as down the inside goes Max Verstappen on Charles Leclerc, who's yet to stop. Verstappen has stopped, but Lando Norris is comfortably miles ahead of Verstappen. Alright, Oscar Piastri into the pits. He's hoping that he's got enough tyres to possibly put pressure on the two Mercs for the podium, and maybe, just maybe, put pressure on Verstappen at the end and make it a McLaren 1-2. But let's see what Piastri can do against the Mercs first, because he's going to have to try everything if he wants to make it a McLaren 1-2 today. So Piastri will chase after the Mercs and hopefully chase after Verstappen. Here we go then, Oscar Piastri round the outside of Lewis Hamilton into turn 7. Oscar Piastri gets past Lewis Hamilton. A lovely move from the young Australian. He's up into 4th place. Lovely move. Charles Leclerc right behind Fernando Alonso. This is for 7th place. And Charles Leclerc is going for a move round the outside. Charles Leclerc up into 7th place, comfortably ahead of Fernando Alonso. Look at this, Oscar Piastri really close to George Russell for the final place on the podium. That McLaren has got some speed, as you can see. Here comes Piastri. It goes for a move side of George Russell into 7. Oh, that was close. But Russell has been overtaken by the Australian. Piastri up into the podium places. A double podium for McLaren. Again, Oscar Piastri on George Russell. This was a lovely move from the McLaren on the Mercedes. This goes to show why the McLaren is now currently the fastest car on the grid against the team that did have the fastest car on the grid a few years ago, but not anymore. The McLaren is now the fastest car as he gets past Russell. Daniel Ricciardo getting overtaken by the Alpine. I think it's Esteban Ocon that is, and then the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. Ricciardo, in what could be his final race in Formula 1, has lost a lot of places. Oh, Lando Norris, did he just touch the wall? He did touch the wall. Oh, he's lucky that he got away from a puncture, but that was a hefty whack. Charles Leclerc, look at the pace he's got in the Ferrari, and he's comfortably ahead of the Mercedes into turn 7, and the Monegasque driver up into 5th place. Lovely move from Charles Leclerc, and now he can chase after George Russell for 4th place in the Grand Prix. Looks like Kevin Magnussen's going slowly. I think he's got a puncture. This is a replay, I think, of what he's done, and he's made a slight touch to the wall. That is how he picked up the puncture, and that's a shame for the man who's returned to Formula 1 this weekend after a race ban. And Kevin Magnussen is not going to score any points today because of that puncture on the left-hand side at the rear. Huge shame. George Russell, is he going to have a tap with the rule? And it looks like he has. So he's got away with a puncture as George Russell, but that's cost him a slight amount of time to Charles Leclerc, who's catching him behind. That is Kevin Magnussen, who's out of the race. That's a huge shame for the man who's returned to the sport. This man will make it a championship charge as Lando Norris wins the Singapore Grand Prix and keeps his title hopes alive against Max Verstappen. Norris has triumphed in Singapore. He's beating home his title rival Max Verstappen, who will come home to take 2nd place and crucial points for him in the World Championship. A lovely result for Verstappen, a great recovery from Friday, and Oscar Piastri is going to come home to take the final place on the podium and make it an all-McLaren podium. Well, a double podium for McLaren, I should say, and they will extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship to 41 points over Red Bull. McLaren have done it, Norris has done it.
Amazing car weekend. Thank you very much, everyone. Want to win more? Let's keep pushing.
Lando Norris has triumphed in Singapore, and he is looking to continue his hunt towards Max Verstappen in the championship. McLaren continue to extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship, and we have just got 6 rounds to go. We head off to Austin in a few weeks' time. Can anyone stop McLaren in the Constructors? Can anyone catch Max? Can Lando catch Max in the drivers? It's all to play for with 6 rounds to go.